Hi and welcome everybody for the SUSE QE Tools workshop on the second occasion in the year 2026. Today the topic is about review of product vision, and I have a link here. So our product vision for the team is, if you go to the top, it's the very first entry on our wiki page. And there's a small like a one sentence catchphrase, which is it should be snappy to say the easiest way to provide complete quality for your software. Sorry, that's what I would like us to offer. And a more detailed explanation is that what we do, we provide the most complete free software or open source system level testing solution to ensure high quality of operating systems, but not also that, also complete software stacks and multi-machine services for software distribution builders like OpenSUSE and SUSE, but also system integration engineers and release teams, regardless of the product. And I can also think of examples where this is already true. So this is not really just about software, and it's not really just operating systems. There are good examples out there. We continuously develop, maintain, and release our software to be readily used by anyone, while we offer a friendly community to support you in your needs. We maintain the main public and SUSE internal OpenQA server. Actually, that should say servers. I think that's one simple fix that we could do, as well as supporting tools in the surrounding ecosystem. Now, what I would be interested in is I'm putting that on an Etherpad document, and if you like, then you can propose any changes here. I will provide the link to the Etherpad document here and see if we can come up with any changes. Okay, so changes that I did are not visible, but changes that you would do would be visible, which would be great for change. But I would paste back the content into the wiki page afterwards anyway, and then I will see what changes. Now, the main product that we offer is OpenQA, but it's not only that. So the product vision in particular is phrased so that it's independent of a specific product. And because we, as the tools group, who are by now split into teams, do more than just OpenQA. Most of the things are related to OpenQA, but there are also things which are not related to that. For example, within SUSE, we provide a QE infrastructure so that testing, both automated testing as well as manual testing, could be done. Reading this product vision, I would say mostly it still fits, but I wonder, what do you think, guys? Anyone would like to provide feedback? Where do you think this still fits? Where do you think this maybe mismatches reality? Or is there something that you think we could include to be ready for the future? One thing that we could do is look up on a search platform, actually. If we look for OpenQA as a search term, what we see as the first match is OpenQA, which is a link to our main webpage for OpenQA, which is great. And we have some videos where two are, well, they're very much related, by Dan Cermak, who was doing nice live tutorials here. So not any videos led by me, but it's okay. And the middle one is also interesting, and you can see here already visited at some time, is automated full system testing on hardware with OpenQA. And yes, that actually is our OpenQA system. So if you're interested in what OpenQA is being used for or can be used for, which is not just software and not just our stack of OpenSUSE or SLE operating system, then I recommend that you take a look into that one. That could be quite interesting. And let me quickly prevent some annoying notifications here. Never mind. What is also interesting to see that on the right-hand side, this shows up the Wikipedia article for OpenQA, which is in German. And actually, that's the only OpenQA Wikipedia article that exists. I tried in multiple attempts to create a Wikipedia article for OpenQA in English, but always failed. And the most critical reason is that contributions are disregarded when it comes from me as the SUSE employee leading the development from the company perspective. So if anybody from you guys, from your community would do it, I guess it would be fine. Also, it shows quite some outdated information because as we stated it before, we continuously develop, maintain, and release our software, and that would mean that mentioning that version here isn't that relevant. Actually, if you would really look at version numbers, it would be 5 as a major version, dot something, but it's not that relevant. Also interesting to see is that we have multiple links here which point to actually OpenQA. The second one is interesting because that is a completely different system. And I guess it's not that old. It says AI test automation, which is also called OpenQA, which I think is an interesting approach and something that we could also look into. However, I don't think it is as generally applicable for systems. So, this is like how you would some years ago write a Selenium test, and now you can write in much more natural English, describe test cases, but still the test scope is that you would have something like, I understand this is for web pages or Node JavaScript stacks. So yeah, it also mentions here browser example where you would log into a form. Other links that come later are also pointing to OpenQA. So for example, OpenQA on the Fedora project or OpenQA on the Alma Linux page. Or more about the same, then there's docs OpenQA out for the second match. Then there's the wiki article on the OpenSUSE wiki, and then again pointing to the documentation of OpenQA. If we look for SUSE QE Tools, then I guess that term is so specific, then what we end up with is actually, we end up with the wiki page describing, directly pointing to our Teams page. And also the product vision is shown here, which I think is really fitting because that's what we would like to have. Also here, what you can see is actually articles on SUSE.com, which is, I guess, also some years old, but that also shows that it's actually not that old. Oh yeah, it's based on some interview that we had last year, a deep dive into OpenQA with Ulrich Kurz and Jose Lauso from SUSE LSG QE. And you can see that as an interview transcript. And more from the series. So what I think is nice is that actually you can see that there is also a relation to SUSE and how we use OpenQA at SUSE and how we contribute to the tooling that we provide. Also, then you can find links like mediaccc.de. This is probably from an OpenSUSE conference contribution where we presented the team who we are and what we do. And then pointing to the workshop series, which I can recommend, and we are being part of that. Interesting to see that product SUSE is mentioned here, I guess just because I said SUSE, and this is why when I said SUSE QE Tools, that also shows up here. Now, is there any feedback that comes to mind from you guys when you visit this product vision? Do you think it is still current? Maybe a simple yes and no question. Do you think that this product vision is still fitting in the year 2026 and going forward?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so it's not a mismatch with what you do. That's cool. Janis?
I, um, to be honest, okay, I don't know how you're gonna take it. The most complete should be replaced with a
Oh, okay.
unique,
Right.
because
Hmm.
yeah.
So the most complete was
What
meant
does
to
it mean
be.
complete?
Yeah,
Nothing is
I know.
complete ever.
Right. So let me write it down
Like this.
here. Most complete. What does it mean? So yeah, that's something that we could think about.
Like the OS on toast, you are talking on OpenQA or on toast here?
No, we are talking about what we provide as a solution as a team, not restricted to a single software. So this is not just OS Audience or just OpenQA, not even both together, but really what we provide as a as a team as a solution, which includes in this ecosystem things like OpenQA Review as a tool, or the Python OpenQA client, or the MCP endpoint for OpenQA, so that one can use that as an interface. I mean,
I,
for SUSE in particular, it also means that, okay, we offer the hardware so that you can actually execute the things and you do not need to maintain your own OpenQA instance, although OpenQA Web UI is trivial, but also not workers and such, you know?
okay, look, see this scenario, right?
Hmm.
You like look at OpenQA for first time. What you can do in OpenQA from our what we provide is like limitless, right? But at the same time,
Yeah.
it doesn't have a easy like to support. Like say you want to test mobile phones,
Yes.
it's not straightforward. There is no completely in some way. It's like you have to um, do extra work. So
Exactly. Yes. Okay.
yeah, so the complete doesn't fit in my view. Comprehensive, comprehensive. In sense of coverage and yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, well, it doesn't say easy, right?
Okay.
And I guess that we
Robust, I
tried.
will replace comprehensive with
Okay.
robust because if we try to, if we, what we provide, we make sure that works. You
Hmm.
want
Yeah.
because of the test coverage, you want because of the support, but we can kind of do that works.
So what complete can refer to is, for example, it can be a little bit duplicating the system level testing, as in you have a solution which allows you to do testing of the whole stack. It could mean that it refers to that it's not just executing some tests as a raw runner, but you actually have a web UI and you have a complete test management framework around that so that you can go through the whole cycle of you plan tests, you schedule tests, you execute tests, you manage test results, and you can find those results like years later and look into the product evolution over time. Mm, what the term comprehensive is vague enough that that would also fit. Um, Unique, I'm not so sure about. So what it is, I guess it is unique in some areas. I mean, we see sometimes systems which are of a similar kind. So most unique, probably not. So what do you mean with unique?
As a test framework and defining the test framework, right? It's has a little bit different philosophy and how do you, for instance, there are not many frameworks to test booting operating system.
Right.
Also, many frameworks, test frameworks, and the test philosophy is about to run fast. Usually, if you run PyTest or anything,
Yes.
but OpenQA, this is not a requirement. And this is unique also from the test philosophy.
Yeah,
The
I would say
creators.
that should be covered by the aspect of system level testing. If you really look at the terms, I mean, definitely it's not for unit tests, right? And it's also, I know that it is used for integration tests, but not that suitable. I would say integration tests are when people actually run one application on an operating system thoroughly and execute maybe an upstream testing suite as part of OpenK test that I would say are good indication of integration tests. But the most important aspect from my point of view is the system level testing. What you mentioned, the most trivial cases of distribution development, does it even boot, right? And that's really a unique aspect. Okay. Any other thoughts by anyone? Okay, fine. So we don't need to go further. I will keep this up. I will, let's say, think about that. I'm not sure if this is a perfect replacement with a unique and most comprehensive. So this is up for review. But I think it's good if we look at the term of the most complete. Maybe that is questionable. So I will follow up on that. Thank you guys for your
Yeah.
feedback. Yep.
Sorry,
Yeah.
where this text should be included?
Which text?
You are the text that we are dealing now.
Yes.
That should be included in some documentation that you are updating.
No. I just have it from our team page. So this is the product vision that we have, the team description, right?
Ah,
Yeah, so
yes.
I'm putting that up for review to actually change, and so like missing an S here, and this most
Because I
complete
was
is
losing,
something that we can review. Yeah,
because I was looking at the previous site that mentioned OpenQA and something. So I was thinking that it could be an article that we should write oh, on OpenQA in order to be indexed by Google Motors and some things like
yeah,
that.
right. Yeah,
That would be
but
also nice.
okay. So I used Ecosia in before. Let me search with OpenGA.
Because
Sorry.
in that
So
case,
no, wait. This is
G.
yeah. That should be the keyword to search with Google,
Okay.
and that does. Hmm, I can do this and search for OpenGA. So let's see. So actually, the research results here is a bit different than what we have seen in Ecosia, but actually more in our favor. So as the very first match, it does show our official page for OpenQA, and then the GitHub project, and then the German Wikipedia article, even though I'm searching on, English, and then the O3 instance, and then some videos, and then Fedora, and then a German article about Testtool zur Qualitätssicherung. Okay, cool.
I
I
I
think I
would
should
like
read.
that in the top 10 would be also some mention of a new MCP adaptation that we can provide.
You know what I could try is let's so I'm not logged in.
Not related to Gemini,
What is
because
OpenQA? Open source automated testing from primary to test entire operating system. That's us, right? So that's cool. I know. I understood what you said.
because it
It's
is important that how the people start connecting OpenQA and SUSE with also capability in AI. In this case, the MCP, I'm testing much with the Gemini
yes.
CLI, and we can be able to ask what is the line with error, the log with error, why it failed, and things like that that can be easy inspection of
Yeah.
test logs, and
So
in this could be
I
please.
sorry. Go on.
No, they mean this could be an abstraction for the one that want to use OpenQA.
Yep. Right. Yes, we can try to improve in that regard. Actually, that's why also on our backlog, I added those points to make the OpenKA MCP be listed as part of Cloud Connector ChatGPT app. Maybe there's something which we can add it to other relevant systems as well. Maybe people will never take a look into the catalog, but maybe that will actually bump it up in the search results. However, what I just did here in Google, I said, can I use OpenKA with AI? And the very first article is OpenKA gains AI-friendly interface, mentioning the MCP. So, I guess that's
Okay.
pretty cool. So that's already showing it. And by the way, there are quite some interesting videos referenced here. I know that one using AI/ML to process automated test results from OpenKA already from 2.5 years ago. Um, and that one is pretty new. QA AI chatbot using FaceTable and OpenAI. I wonder which OpenAI they talk about, but that one sounds interesting. Might be the difference of QA. Yeah. I guess it's the OpenQA that's AI, but yeah, we can take a look. Okay.
Okay.
So, guys, thank you. I would like to stop here and mention that in the next session of the QE Tools workshop, which is on start of February, the 6th of February, we will review the roadmap, meaning the accomplishments that we had done in the past 2 months, also spanning the Christmas vacation absence period, but also the plan going forward. Until then, see you again next time. Goodbye.